Hello, my amazing cougar artists. You know, sometimes I worry a little bit that these drawings are a little bit too advanced, a little too challenging, a little too complicated for some of the artists that we're watching, because I know that I have some who are in fifth grade, but also I have some students watching who are in kindergarten. And I was worried a little bit about yesterday's pixel drawing, but I've already gotten a couple back and they look fabulous. In fact, when I look at all the drawings, all the artwork that you guys send in, they look fabulous. And some of them don't look anything at all like mine, and you know what? They still look fabulous. And that's when art is at its best, when it's your expression, not necessarily that it has to look like mine. We're going to get started with our next drawing, and you're going to find that it starts in a similar way to many of our other drawings. We're going to draw very lightly with a circle. I'm also going to put another circle that's about the same size in the bottom half. And I also want to keep it light enough that I can erase it if I decide it's too big or too small or in the wrong place. From here, I'm going to draw a line a light line, right through the middle of my top circle. And then I'm going to connect them with a smooth curve that goes from the top of my circle to the point that's the end of my line. And then for my bottom circle, I'm going to connect it to my top circle. And just like that, I've drawn the basic shape of my character. I'm going to give him his back legs now, and right about from the middle of his body, I'm just going to draw a curve like this, and then a straight line from the bottom of his body, another curve, and you can see how our creature, our animal, our critter, is sitting up. He needs arms also, so right at the top, not in the middle of his body, but right at the top, I'm going to draw two triangles. And then whoop, two little ovals or circles. Okay. Now the animal that I'm drawing is a raccoon, and we'll talk about why I'm picking a raccoon in just a little bit. Suffice it to say, they're just cute as the dickens, and that's reason enough. But there is a second reason that I'm picking the raccoon. Now, right in the middle of this line, I'm going to draw two circles that are pretty close together, right in the middle, and then two smaller circles right at the bottom of my first circle. I don't need this line anymore, so I can erase it, and I can also erase my circle. Now, the reason that I picked a raccoon is because I started thinking about him the other day when I was drawing the sloth, because a raccoon has got that mask around his eyes, just like a sloth. So right around the bigger circle, I'm drawing this kind of teardrop shape. You can see it looks kind of like a teardrop that's held over. It's kind of this shape right here, but it's off on its side. And then another little oval for his nose, and a little line, a little curve for his smile. I'm going to give him one little thumb, another little thumb, he needs triangles for his ears. That's easy enough. I'm also going to draw a line coming right down the middle to show the outside of his ear and the inside of his ear where he hears. Now this part of his eye is darker and I'm going to color the darker part of his eye. And like I very often do, I'm going to give him that little twinkle in his eye. And then the top part of his head is going to be gray and white. So I'm going to draw a line that is parallel. That means it goes in the same direction as this right here. And now his head is done. He needs, of course, his tail. So I'm going to start with a curve right here at the bottom of his body. It's just a simple curve. And then another curve that gets a little bit fatter as it gets closer to his body. And of course, we know that a raccoon has got a straight tail. Maybe one more. And I'm going to draw a smaller circle right here. Put a little football shape right there, and a little line right there, a little rectangle, kind of a curved rectangle, because our apple is curved. And I'm going to erase this line right here. And you can see now how our raccoon is getting ready to eat his apple. But he can't eat it yet until we give him some color. Now, the real reason I picked the raccoon for this assignment is because not only is he one of nature's cutest animals, he's one of nature's smartest animals. The raccoon actually washes his hands and his food before he eats. And we know now how important it is to wash your hands a lot. In fact, he's gone so far with his safety that he's wearing a mask and latex gloves. Of course, he's going to have to take his mask off because he's got that big, delicious apple in front of him. So whether you draw your raccoon with a mask and the latex gloves, or if you have him taking his mask off and smiling at his apple or maybe licking his lips, I hope you have fun with this assignment. I hope you share it with me. And until we connect again, stay creative, stay positive, and be good to each other.